Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, my Loverlies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. So today we're gonna do a video that like everybody and their mama is doing, but I just thought it would be so much fun. We're gonna do my top 3 products in every category. Guys, setting up for this video took me absolutely forever. Hard choices, very, very hard choices were made. Pretty sure I made the right ones. Most of these categories were super, super easy. There were a few, though, that were just agonizing. Truly agonizing. So, I already have my makeup done. I do have a TikTok and a reel coming on this look very, very soon. I used Ruby May palettes to do this eyeshadow. So incredibly beautiful. I put them... No, I didn't. I want to show you guys. This is probably going to be a long video. These are the 2 palettes that I used. I got both of these palettes off of wanderlustbeauty.com. I really, really enjoy the Ruby May formula. Guys, these are just so, so pretty. I used the Spiced Latte palette and then the Purple Kush palette. These are both really gorgeous fall palettes. This one is purple and green. This one is orange and purple. They're just so pretty. They're so, so pretty. I love this eye look. It is like fall. It is the very definition of fall makeup. I paired it with a very glossy kind of blotted lip. So, so pretty. I will, of course, be posting finished pictures over on Instagram and Facebook. The links for everything will be in the description box below, along with everything that I'm going to talk about in today's video. So if you guys have any questions, make sure you check out the description box. And if the answers are not there, shoot me a comment and I will 100% get back to you. Makeup, very, very pretty. I feel very beautimous today. Very, very happy about it. But diving right into my favorite products, my top 3 in every category. We're gonna do this in the same order that I would do my makeup. So we're gonna start with brows. So my favorite 3 brow products. Did I get my brow products out? I know I did. Guys, if you could see how much stuff is sitting on my dresser right now. Okay, so these are my favorite 3 brow products. First of which being the Nyx Brow Glue. I have never found anything that keeps my brow hairs up the way that this does. A little bit goes a long way. Just a quick thin coat through the brows really keeps everything up and very, very pretty. I love the way that this makes my brows look. It does have a fairly short lifespan. It does get a little bit thick and a little bit goopy. Probably I want to say about a month. I say a month and a half, like that's a super short lifespan. But about a month and a half in, this starts to get pretty goopy. I do use this every day, so that might be, you know, why. But I will use this tube until the bitter, bitter end, and it works the whole way through. I will say it's probably the best at around like the 3-month mark. And then it goes downhill pretty quickly, but it's a fantastic, fantastic product. Not super expensive either, so even if you did have to replace it every 3 months, you're still getting a really good long use out of it, and I think it's worth the money. It's fantastic. So these 2 are for defining my brows, and they're both really good, but I have a drugstore and a little bit more expensive option for you. So the drugstore is the Maybelline Ultra Slim Brow Pencil. You want to talk about the most easy to control, pigmented, creamy, precise brow pencil. I freaking love this thing. I have this one in the shade, is this medium brown? Medium brown, I believe. I love this color. It's what I have in my brows today. I just underline my brows and then just kind of spoolie it through. It does a beautiful, beautiful job. combs through the brows super easily because it's so incredibly creamy. Wears nice and long on me. I don't have like patching or fading issues with this at all. Again, super precise pencil. I really enjoy the spoolie on it as well, but the pencil is so feeny, like teeny tiny little pencil. It's perfect. It is absolutely perfect for defining your brows. It's really great for making brow-like strokes as well. I have a piece of glue stuck under my nail. Keeping your nails clean is so important. I'll be like holding my fingers up to the camera and be like, oh, there's crap under my nail. That's nice. Thank you. The more expensive option is the Kvd. So this is the Kvd Signature Brow Precise Pencil. Guys, it's a very skinny, thin, kind of rectangular shape, but it makes underlining and defining the brows so easy because it's so tiny. It's also really easy to make hair-like strokes as well. The color on this is spot on. It sticks around for absolutely ever. I will say that the longevity on this pencil is a bit better than the Maybelline one. I picked this up for around $5 or $6, usually at my Burke's, TJ Maxx, Marshalls, places like that. They almost always have one of these. I like these in whatever shade I can get them. I prefer this is the shade, I prefer medium brown and blonde. I prefer medium brown and blonde. I find that the blonde is a really perfect, not too gray, but not too warm. It is a perfect blonde color. I like to do this. I like to do my hair like strokes with this, and then define it with the slightly darker one. It's just really good. And then the kind of like the honorable mention, I use this every single time I do my brows. This is the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen. You want to talk about the most perfect. It just makes the most beautifully, incredibly lifelike, realistic looking brow hairs, and it's just so good. Pigmented, but not overly so you have to like worry about it just having like big blocky hairs in the brows. It's easy to use, it's easy to control, it's just perfect. I like the applicator, I like the way it is a perfect brow pen. There is a teeny tiny little bit of a learning curve when you first get into it. You have to learn how much pressure to apply and things like that, but once you get the hang of it, I am telling you, it is absolute perfection. I use it to fill in the front of my brows. It's just so good. I have this in the shade Ash Brown. I like this both Ash Brown and the brunette shade. The brunette shade is quite a bit warmer, but I like to add a little bit of depth to my brows, so I use different colored things because nobody's hair is exactly the same color everywhere, right? So I like to use different colors in my brows for a more realistic finish, but this is just chef's kiss. So good. So the next category we have to talk about is primers. So I have 3. All of these are drugstore primers. First of which is the Wet n Wild Glass Correct Primer. So they sell these in a couple of different versions. They have a green one and a yellow one. The yellow one is for brightening. The green one is for redness control. Guys, these are so good, especially if you have crusty, dusty, dried up old mummy skin like I do. Anything that's going to add just a little bit of moisture and a little bit of glossiness and glow to the skin is always incredibly appreciated. These do that. They feel moisturizing. They've got good stuff in them. They're just fantastic. They feel so amazing going onto the skin, and they leave the most incredible glassy shine, and it shines through makeup. I actually have this on today. It shines through makeup. It just gives your skin the most beautiful, incredible, healthy, glossy looking glow. I love it so much. These are absolutely fantastic. I also want to talk to you guys about the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I have this in the Luminous variety, but can you see, I really do enjoy this primer quite a bit. This is another primer that I use almost every single time I do my makeup. It's just really great at going on, smoothing the skin, filling in lines and pores and giving you a really smooth surface to start with. I really, really enjoy this primer. It is super affordable, as most e.l.f. products are. It's fantastic. It's pretty much at this point an OG at the drugstore. If you haven't tried this, you need to go try it. It's really good. They have it in so many different varieties now as well. You've got Luminous, you've got the original, they've got an acne fighting one, they've got a vitamin C one now. There is a poreless putty primer to suit your every need. Definitely go check it out. And they're not super expensive, so if you don't like it, you're not going to be out very much, but I guarantee you, you're going to like it because it actually works. Next up, I want to talk about foundations. Now, this one was one of the categories that was surprisingly easy for me. I pretty much knew exactly what I wanted to talk to you guys about. First of which is this. Now, if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, you will know that this is like my perfect skin match. It's just a stunning, stunning, everyday kind of foundation. This is the Maybelline New York Dream Radiant Liquid. If you have dry skin, if you're looking for a drugstore foundation that is going to give you solid medium coverage, but is going to be buildable, is going to be nice and long wearing, it's not going to dry out your skin, make you look like dead and decaying, this is for you. This is a really fantastic, fantastic foundation. And not only that, but the shade 30 Ivory Beige is pretty much my exact skin tone. So if you're a skin twin or anywhere close to me, my undertone is really difficult to get sometimes. It's just a lot of foundations just run so yellow on me, and this one does not. It is just so beautiful. I do not have this foundation on today. I actually don't even have a foundation on. I used a concealer and just kind of spot concealed my face today because I'm feeling very lazy and very tired, and didn't want to do like a full face of makeup. So and as you can see, that concealer I used was just a little bit yellow for my skin tone. This, however, is so perfect. Really beautiful glass bottle. You get a nice pump dispenser. It's perfect. Super affordable as well. You cannot go wrong with that foundation. The next one is this bad boy. Now, this is a relatively new foundation. I think it's maybe just under or just over a year old. This is the L'Oreal True Match Nude Hyaluronic Acid Tinted Serum. Guys, when I'm telling you, this is the most beautiful, super lightweight foundation. And not only that, but it is one of the longest wearing skin tints I have ever played with. I have mine in the shade, I use mine in the shade Light. It is fantastic, absolutely fantastic. I will say it is really messy. It is not like the best application. You do have this little dropper, and if you can tell, like the ring around the opening gets super gunky and kind of gross. Yeah, it's super messy, but it goes onto the skin. It dries down completely. There's no need to powder it. It gives your skin this kind of blurred, minerally, it dries down to almost like a powder-like finish, but there is a lot more coverage there than you think there would be. It feels like there is nothing on the skin. It is so incredibly lightweight. It dries down. It gives you this really beautiful kind of velvety, soft, matte kind of finish, but luminous as well. It's not drying on my skin, doesn't cling to dry patches, doesn't like collect in my fine lines. It's stunning. It's stunning. It's a little bit expensive. It's about $20 a bottle, $15 to $20 depending on where you purchase it at. But I tell you what, a little bit goes a super long way, and it is just such a beautiful foundation, and easy to just throw on when you're in a rush and just need to get out the door. You just want a little something to cover the face. This has got your back. Such a great foundation. Last but not least is one that I have been playing with a lot here recently, and the reason I picked this is because it is an absolutely stunning full coverage foundation. I don't wear full coverage foundations very often just because I prefer a light medium kind of coverage. I like when my skin peeks through, but there are those times when I just want to go full glam. I want to have like full on cake face without, you know, like the cakey kind of finish. this does that for me. This is the Collab Meet Your Matte, and I like the Meet Your Matte and Radiant Spark Foundation. So I actually wanted to show you guys the Meet Your Matte Foundation just because I have dry skin, and a lot of times matte foundations just look so bad on me, right? They dry me out, they make me look bad. This, however, manages to be full coverage with like, I wouldn't say it's matte. I would say it's got almost like a velvety finish to it. It's just very smoothing and blurring on the skin. It manages to be full coverage without looking or feeling super heavy on the skin. It doesn't collect into my fine lines. Wears for a really nice amount of time as well. Guys, this is a stunning foundation. I picked this up from Sally's Beauty Supply. It is so good. I think this is a little bit pricier as well. I think this goes for around $15 a bottle. But if you're on the market for a really beautiful full coverage foundation that's got, you know, a velvety soft matte kind of finish, I think that this is so good. This reminds me very much of the Huda Beauty soft matte foundation, but better because this one feels a little bit more hydrating. So good. I love it. Next category is concealers. Now this one was pretty easy for me as well. I have a couple of different options for a couple of different uses. So the first one I want to talk to you about is the Revlon Colorstay Skin Awaken Concealer. I really enjoy this concealer. It is super affordable at the drugstore, and it comes in it's got a pretty great shade range. It is versatile. It looks nice under my eyes. It's nice and brightening. This is I would say like a light natural buildable to medium kind of finish concealer. Not a full coverage concealer by any means, but a great concealer for every day. I actually have it on my face today. It looks so pretty. It's not drying on my under eyes. It doesn't enhance my texture in any way. It's a really great option. I also enjoy the Revlon Candid Concealer, but they don't make that anymore. It was my absolute favorite. I didn't want to put it in today's video just because, like I said, they don't make it anymore, but this is a really nice substitution to that. Really great kind of natural finish, light coverage concealer. Beautimous. The next one I want to talk about is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. Now, the reason that I like this concealer, either the original Camo Concealer or the Hydrating, is because it is my absolute favorite cut crease concealer. You put this on, you do map out a cut crease with this concealer, and it is going to stay on all day. It's not going to move. It's not going to budge. It is going to glue down like concrete. And not only that, but I love how light these concealers go. It really gives you a beautifully blank canvas to pack on bold, beautiful, bright colors. It's so good. I also enjoy this on the face as well. It looks all right on the under eyes. It's not the most flattering concealer for my super dry under eyes, but it is workable in small doses. The minute you overdo it with this concealer, there's no going back. It is going to look heavy, it is going to crease, and it's going to look cakey. But in small doses, this is beautifully brightening on the face. I love using this to brighten the center of my face. So like around my nose, my chin, and my forehead, it looks beautiful. I also like it around my nose. I just don't like to really pile it on underneath my eyes because, again, it looks just a little bit heavy. But it is a fantastic, very long wearing, full coverage concealer. Beautiful option at the drugstore. Last but not least, I have another drugstore option. This is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate. Now, there was something about this concealer when I first purchased it that I was like, I don't like you. But I actually pulled it out for a video a little while ago, and I used it in that video, and I was like, that does actually look really pretty. I have been playing with it ever since, and it is fast becoming one of my favorite concealers. It is self-setting. I love the color. It's brightening. It's got a really nice amount of coverage to it. Doesn't look heavy. It doesn't really crease on me. It's a very nice, like, high medium to full coverage concealer. It's self-setting, so I don't have to powder it down. It's just got a lot going for it. It does look so nice on my under eyes. Like I said, doesn't sink into my lines, doesn't look heavy. It's not super drying as well. It's a really great option. So if you're looking for something like this, and it's not completely matte, it's got a little bit of a it's got more of like a skin-like finish to it. Maybe like a soft matte, kind of like a luminous matte kind of thing. It's not super, super matte, so it doesn't look super drying, but it's not radiant either because it sets itself down. It's really good. I have been enjoying playing with this, and I'm going to continue enjoying playing with this until it's gone. This is probably gonna be one of those concealers that I definitely repurchase. I like that a lot. Next is powders. Now, this one was super easy for me as well. This is going to be a long video, guys. I know. I'm sorry. I love you. Make sure you have a cup of coffee, something to drink, because we still have quite a few categories to go. So powders, especially for my super dry skin, I don't know how many times I can tell you guys, dried up dusty old mummy right here. Powders are not my friends. I have the worst time trying to find powders that look good. It's fine for like all over my face, but the under eyes is where I have the issue. And I do like to use more radiant concealers, so a lot of times I have to set my under eyes. Now I have my under eyes set today, and the first powder that I'm going to talk about is stupid expensive. Like, it is stupidly expensive. It would not be in my collection if it hadn't been sent to me. I actually got sent this product. I was so incredibly grateful for being sent it. It is probably the most beautiful powder that I have ever used in my life. It is the Givenchy Prisme Libre powder. I have mine in the shade 3 Rose. Guys, it is the most stunning, gorgeous, amazing under eye powder. I have it on my under eyes. I have it all down at the center of my face. My face doesn't look powdery. It doesn't look dry. It doesn't look heavy or cakey. It is the most incredibly beautiful, beautiful powder I have ever used in my life. I cherish this. Like, I use this when it is important that I look good, because it is a perfect powder. I never thought that I would say anything like that about any powder, because my skin is so dry. But guys, it just goes on. It melts into the skin. It blurs. It brightens. It's just absolutely perfect. And it's like ridiculously expensive. But will I repurchase this when I run out of it? My very cheap drugstore loving heart knows without a doubt that when I am done with this powder, I am going to take the $50 and I'm going to repurchase it. That is how much I love this powder. If you are searching for an under eye powder and just can't find one, if you have the money, please check this out. It is so good. It is so good. I, of course, do have a couple of drugstore options though, and these to me are maybe not as perfect, but they are really great options. They look fantastic on the under eyes, and when I am not in the mood to use my $50 powder, which is very, very often, I use these. So the first of which I want to talk to you guys about is the L'Oreal True Match Super Blendable Powder. I don't hear a lot of people talking about this powder, and it's very sad to me because it is so good. It is probably the most blurring powder I have ever used. It goes on, it's a powder foundation, so it's got a little bit of coverage to it. I love it on my under eyes. It in small doses, just very light dusting, because it's pigmented and it sets really well, so you really don't have to use a lot of it, but a light dusting on the under eyes sets everything. It smooths and it blurs. It looks so beautiful. It doesn't look heavy. It doesn't look cakey. And it wears beautifully throughout the day. It is super brightening as well. I really, really love this. They have quite a few different shades in it because it is a powder foundation. So almost guaranteed you can find your shade. It is so good. And on top of that, super, super affordable. This is probably, it's very close to my very favorite. It's like tied for first. This is one of my absolute favorite drugstore powders. The next one I want to talk about is this one right here. So this is the NYX Can't Stop, Won't Stop Mattifying Powder. So whereas this one is a powder foundation, it has coverage, it brightens. This one is a translucent brightening powder. So it's clear, it goes on the skin clear, it doesn't leave a cast, it doesn't darken, but it does have kind of like a light reflecting quality to it that really does help to brighten the scent wherever you use it at. I really enjoy using it on my under eyes and again down the center of my face. It is so pretty. I cannot explain to you how happy I was when I discovered this powder. I want to show you the one that I'm working on right now because I didn't grab my open one. And guys, I test makeup for a living, and the fact that the powder I am working on right now, I have hit so much pan in it, I really think should be a testament to how much I really do enjoy this powder. Again, you don't need, it's just so pretty. This one is in the shade Fair, so I have both the Fair shade and the brightening translucent. The Fair adds just a little bit of coverage, not a ton, but it does, I feel like, brighten. It sets everything. This is perfect for a glam makeup look just because it is a little bit mattifying, but it's not so overly drying that it looks terrible on the under eyes. And a very light dusting of this sets everything, locks it down, and brightens. And it's not the most blurring powder in the world, but it just is so nice. When you just want to set it down, add a little bit of coverage, but don't want it to look heavy and cakey, this powder has got your back. It's fantastic. It's a beautiful powder. Now, if you're looking for an option that's even, I know this is number 4, but this is the bonus. This one is probably the most recent addition to my collection. This is the Wet n Wild Bare Focus Clarifying Finishing Powder. This is in the shade Translucent, and I wanted to mention this just because it is a really great, super affordable option. It looks beautiful on the skin, completely transparent, doesn't brighten, doesn't add any kind of coverage or anything like that. It literally just goes on, it sets things. It is slightly blurring, but the best thing about this powder is that it literally just sets your makeup. It doesn't cakeify, it doesn't make it heavier. It just goes on, sets your makeup, and then just kind of disappears. It's perfect. It is a perfect, like, invisible powder. It is probably the only invisible powder that I've ever truly kind of encountered. It is truly, to me, an invisible setting powder. It's so good. I really enjoy this formula. Very surprising to me. I didn't think I was gonna like it as much as I do, and it is so good. The next category is bronzes. So this one was pretty easy for me as well. I wanted to give you guys a couple of different options, but I got to thinking about it, and I realized that I use the same bronzers over and over again. My absolute favorite bronzer of all time is, you guys already know. It's the L'Oreal Lumi Bronze It. I love this thing so much. I use mine in the shade 01. It is the lightest shade. Guys, if you can see the amount of pan, oh, there you go. Guys, I have hit so much pan in here. It's insane. And this is a big bronzer. You get a really beautiful, generous sized pan of bronzer. There is, I think, almost, half it, I don't know. Big pan of bronzer. It's a beautiful color. It's the formulation. It is such a soft, silky powder. The undertone of it is absolutely perfect. It adds a little bit of warmth to the skin, but it's got more of that like contoury kind of bronzer effect. It warms everything up, but still cuts and adds shadows at the same time. It is perfect. When I'm in a rush and not trying to contour and bronze, this is my go-to. It blurs the skin. It leaves like this kind of velvety finish to the skin as well, and it's a Lumi bronzer, so it's not flat. It's not going to make you look like a pancake. It's perfection. It is a perfect drugstore bronzer. My absolute favorite of all time. Another really great drugstore option are going to be pretty much any of the Milani bronzers. This is the Milani Baked Bronzer. I love this for summertime just because it is so incredibly, it is so warm. I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got slight kind of, it's a baked bronzer. So it's got quite a bit of luminosity to it. There are these gold kind of veins in it, which really give you this really beautifully sun-kissed, luminous, bronze goddess kind of glow. It is such a perfect summer bronzer. And when I'm missing summer in the middle of winter, I will put this on just because it just gives me feels. It makes me happy. It is so incredibly beautiful. But if you're not into a luminous bronzer, they have the Silky Matte Bronzer, which is absolutely stunning as well. I think the undertones on those bronzers are so good. They lean a little bit more on the cooler side. So again, they're really great for fair-skinned ladies, or if you're looking for kind of a bronzer moment. So good. Highly recommend every single one of the Milani bronzers. So good. Last but not least is this bad boy right here. This is the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. I have this in the second shade. I also have the first and second shade. The first one is really nice, but it's a little bit light. I enjoy the second darkest color a little bit more. You want to talk about one of the easiest products to use, period. You can put it on with a brush. You can put it on with your fingers. It blends out beautifully with just about any method you choose. It is so good. It is practically foolproof. Pigmented, but not overly so. It's so good. You can put it on. I've never experienced it picking up my foundation. It plays well with other products. It's effortless. It's easy. It's affordable, and it's just so good. Love that. It's pretty much self-explanatory. The next one is contour, and this one was another one of those that was incredibly easy for me because, again, I pretty much have this. I use the same products over and over and over again. The first of which, and my absolute favorite, is this. So this is the NYX Wonder Stick. This is the in the shade Light Medium. Guys, this is in 100% my favorite drugstore contour. I literally use this almost every single time I do my makeup. I have it on today. The color is perfect. The consistency is perfect. And that's all I have left of it. You can tell that these are my favorite products because, again, like I said, I test makeup for a living. I wish I made a living off of it. I test makeup for fun. I'm always testing different kinds of makeup, and I keep coming back to this day after day after day. The color is just, it's spot on. It is perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It blends effortlessly with again, with a brush, with your fingers, with a sponge. There is no way to mess this up. It's just effortless and beautiful and affordable, and we love it. A really great powder option is the Essence Contour Palette. I love this thing so much. I picked this up for a full face of Essence that I did a little while back. This surprised me. I didn't think I was going to like it quite as much as I do, but it is fantastic. I thought when I purchased this that this lighter color was going to be too light to do anything for my skin, but I was so wrong. I actually really enjoy this lighter color. When I want to go in and I want to do just, I don't want to go full glam and like fully cut, but I do want a little bit of shape and shadow to my face. This is perfect. I will actually use this instead of a bronzer. I'll just kind of mix these two colors, mostly this one, and just kind of all over my face, just where I want to give myself a little bit more shape. It is so perfect. It blends beautifully. It's never choppy. It's never patchy. It's so good. It is so good. Crazy affordable as well. Definitely under 10 bucks. It's a really, really great contouring option. But another option that is even cheaper. This is only $5. I get this for $5 at Walmart. This is the Profusion Highlight and Contour 1 palette. And the reason that I like this so much is that you get 3 contouring shades and 3 highlight shades. I enjoy the highlight shades in here as well. You have to like a little bit of a glittery highlight because they are pretty glittery. but they're so beaming and so beautiful. They're just really beautiful highlights. And then talking about the actual contouring powders in here, this middle shade right here, what is this? Medium light sculpt is the most perfect contour shade. It is so good. I enjoy the deeper shade as well, but can you tell I'm about to hit pan on the deeper shade, but guys, I literally can't get any more of this middle shade out. I also enjoy the lighter powder. They just look pretty on the skin. They go on, they're slightly blurring. They have a little bit of coverage to them, but they're just easy powders to blend out. They're just, again, effortless. All three of these are completely effortless to use. Quick and simple and affordable. That's what we're all about here. And I think that all of these contours really signify, like, they sum it up in a product. They really do. I stand by each and every one of these. The next is blush. And guys, I had to split this up into two different categories because I don't think that you should lump powder and liquid blushes in together because they're so different, right? And there are so many amazing blushes out there. I just couldn't. This one was hard. This one was really hard. I want to talk to you guys about the powder ones first. The powder blush that I am probably the most in love with is going to be the Wet n Wild powder blush. Now, pretty much any color you get of this blush is going to be absolutely amazing. I have never tried a Wet n Wild blush that I didn't absolutely love. This is from their Halloween collection last year. This is the Fantasy Maker blush. This is in the shade, what shade is this? I don't know. Oh, Let's Get Smashed. I'm so silly. I'm tired. Okay, so this is in the shade Let's Get Smashed. And if you can tell, it's got like a little jack-o'-lantern embossed on the pan, which I love. But on top of that, it smells like freaking pumpkin spice. It's amazing. And the color, I actually have this color on today. It is the most beautiful, warm, terracotta-y, orangey shade. It is completely perfect for fall. It is so incredibly beautiful. Pigmented, but not overly so. Very buildable. Blends beautifully. Guys, it's just a perfect blush. And not only that, but it's from Wet n Wild, so it's like stupid affordable. It is so good. Like I said, I've never used a Wet n Wild blush that I didn't absolutely love. These are so good. The next one I want to talk about are the Milani. These are the Milani Rose Powder Blushes. This is in the shade Coral Cove. This color specifically is so beautiful. It is such an incredible blush. The packaging is absolutely beautiful. It feels expensive and luxe. The actual product itself is so beautiful. It's literally embossed. It's like a little rose. They're just pretty. And then talking about the formula on the inside, it is just, this color in particular is the most beautiful pinky coral. It looks so natural on my skin. It's just pretty. It's just straight pretty. It is so beautiful. They're, again, beautifully pigmented, but buildable as well. They blend effortlessly. It's a stunning matte blush. So pretty. Last but not least, for the powder blushes, this one is probably going to come as a surprise to you because I don't hear anybody talking about these blushes, and they're so good. I don't understand why. These are just the Revlon powder blushes. This is in the shade Ravishing Rose 020. This is the most beautiful soft pink blush. There is a slight luminosity to this blush. It just goes on. I mean, it's incredibly pigmented. It just goes on in the most beautiful, soft way. It's matte, but there is a slight luminosity there. It doesn't look flat on the cheeks at all. It is just, it is so pretty. It is so pretty. It is so finely milled that it just kind of blends itself onto the face. The colors are beautiful. I have this color and then I have a slightly deeper color as well. They're both stunning. I just don't feel like you could go wrong with any of these blushes. Not only that, you get a good amount of product in here. Packaging is absolute garbage, but the formula inside is so good that I can just kind of ignore that because it just really is that beautiful. As for liquid blushes, I have 3. So the first one I want to talk about are these LA Color blushes. Now, I get these for $1 at Dollar Tree. That you want to talk about the prettiest light sheer kind of flush of color on the cheeks. This looks so natural. They dry down fully. They don't leave the cheeks sticky in any way. It's a really easy formula to work with. And the colors are just so beautiful. This is the shade Tainted Love, and it is just probably the prettiest baby pink color. So you can have them nice and pigmented like that, or you can blend them out for this really beautifully sheer kind of wash of color. They are incredible, and the fact that they are $1.25 is mind-blowing to me. They're so good. The next one I want to talk about are the Lottie London. These are the Lottie London Sweet Blushes. These are so good. Again, this color is absolutely everything. It is a really beautiful kind of like baby doll pink. Are we seeing a pattern here? I really enjoy like pinky corally blushes. But the thing about this formula is it is so incredibly pigmented. It is probably one of the most pigmented cream blushes I have ever worked with. It's like you can actually build this up to like almost a fully opaque layer on the skin. They're just, the smallest amount goes the farthest way. They blend out beautifully with I prefer blending them out with a sponge. They look very pretty with a brush as well, but with a sponge you just get this really beautifully diffused edges. They're so good. I think this color in particular is stunning, but there's an orange one as well that is just so good. I love these. I love this formula. It's easy to work with. I have used these before powder. I've used these after powder. I have never had a problem with it picking up any of my product. It's kind of like a foolproof, very pigmented, very foolproof cream option at the drugstore. And last but not least, this is not even, it's not even a blush. It is a lipstick, but it is such a beautiful blush that I had to mention it. These are the NYX Powder Puff Lippies. The reason I enjoy these as blushes is because they're a lipstick, the color selection is so different from things that are usually like blush from your usual blush color. It's like this color in particular. This is called Squad Goals, and it's a beautiful lip color, but it is the most beautiful purpley pinky mauve, and I've never found a blush quite this color. But I'm telling you, when it goes on to the cheeks, this is beautiful over powder. It's beautiful under powder. It goes on, it blends out completely effortlessly because it is a cream to powder formulation. It leaves the most beautiful velvety kind of blurred finish on the face. It is so good. And the color selection is absolutely everything. Everything from bright purple and orange. You've got fire engine red. You've got all these really beautiful like mauve tones. They're just so much fun. And it's something a little bit unexpected, and it's a way to play and kind of be creative with your makeup. And it's fun. It's fun, it's beautiful on the face, and I really enjoy it. These are probably some of the prettiest blushes I use, and I use these a lot more often than you would think. If you guys ever look at my description boxes, 9 times out of 10, I will say NYX Powder Puff Lippy, and in parentheses will be the word blush, because yes, I use it as my blush, and it looks fire. So good. The next category is highlight. This one was another one that was pretty easy for me. First one I want to talk about is this Milani highlighter palette. The Milani highlighters in general are stunning. They are incredibly pigmented, beaming highlights. If you like a subtle highlight, this is definitely not for you. But when I put a highlight on, I really enjoy. I want the world to know that I am wearing highlight, and baby, this does that for me in a heartbeat. This is so, so good. So in this palette in particular, this is 03 Rose Glow. It is the Stellar Lights Highlighting Palette. I use each and every one of these shades. This one I use more as like eyeshadow, just because it's a little bit dark for me. But the first two shades, that's the first shade. Right? Right? Beaming. It is like alien. It's just so pretty. And on top of that, they don't emphasize texture in a bad way. Any kind of glowy anything is going to enhance texture just a little bit, but they just look so beautifully shiny and bright on the face without being too much. They don't call attention to texture. It's just, they're perfect. They're absolutely perfect. I love them so, so much. I love this thing. It is probably one of my absolute favorite highlighting palettes in my entire collection. The next one I want to talk about is the Ace Beauté Glow palette. Now, I picked this up off of BoxyCharm. It's actually super affordable. It's under $10. In here, you get 6 different highlights. I can use pretty much these 4 or 5. The only one I can't use is this one, but again, I can use it as a as an eyeshadow, and it's beautiful for that. You want to talk about the prettiest, glowiest, smooth look. I mean, look at that. They are so incredibly pigmented and so reflective. That's the deepest shade. It is the most beautiful inner corner and brow bone highlight. But then you have this shade right here, and this one is more of like it's holographic. It's like a multi-chrome. Can you guys see the shifts of pink and blue and green in there? It's just so pretty. It's so pretty and so icy. They're incredible. They're incredible. Ace Beauté is an indie brand. I try to support independent brands as often as I can. This is fantastic. Probably, I love this. This is my favorite drugstore one, but this is my favorite. This is like my favorite. I love this. I love the variety in here. I love how beaming they are. You can sheer them out, make them super, super natural, or you can kind of pile them on and do a beaming highlight. They're just easy to work with, easy to blend, and incredibly easy to fall in love with as well. Last but not least, I want to talk to you guys about this one right here. So this is the Essence The Highlighter. I actually picked this up for the same video I picked up the contour palette for. This is the most beautiful. This is so pretty. So it doesn't look like, you know, anything super special in the pan, but on, look at that. It is, I love the color. It doesn't leave any kind of cast on my face. It is beautifully, it's buildable. So again, you can get a really beautiful lit from within glow, or you can build it up and get like a super beaming kind of grr kind of highlight. It is incredibly affordable, super, super accessible. It's sold pretty much, I think, at Ulta, but it is so, so good. Packaging is not my favorite, but it's not the worst either. It's nice, heavy plastic packaging. Guys, it's just a beautiful, beautiful product, and I loved this. It probably was one of my favorite products out of that entire video. This and the contour, they really surprised me. It goes on, doesn't texturize the face. It's just a really beautiful, smooth, buildable highlight that is just, it's so good. So, so good. Next category is eyeliner. Now this one was super, super easy for me as well. So if you're looking for just an everyday black or brown eyeliner, this one is the absolute best. This is the Milani Stay Put liner. This is in the brown shade After Earth, semi-sweet, but I love the shade After Dark as well. It's just a really deep, inky black. Guys, these go on the waterline. They don't move. They don't migrate, they don't smudge, they set down and they just stay there. These are absolutely perfect eyeliners. My 100%, like without a doubt in my brain, these are my favorite eyeliners at the drugstore. Next ones I want to talk about are super, super affordable. These are the LA Colors Neon Gel Eyeliners. These are so incredibly pigmented and so incredibly creamy. This shade in particular, Swell, is the most gorgeous kind of bright, vivid blue. If you are ever looking for something to add just a little bit of a pop of color on the waterline, this is for you. It is so, so good. My makeup is smudging. I'm so upset because I put my Essence Lash Princess on my lower lashes today, and it is smudging on my under eyes, which makes me so, so sad. I love the way the Essence makes my lashes look, but it smudges on my under eyes so bad every single time. All right, moving on. Eyeliner. So the Milani Stay Put Liner, the LA Colors Neon Gel Eyeliners, and then if you're looking for something a little bit more creative, I think that this is so, so good. So these are the Bowitski Water Activated Cake Liners. These are available on Amazon. These are my absolute favorite cake liners in existence. First of all, cake liners are expensive, right? And this, you get, what, 6 different colors? Yeah, 6 different colors is like $10. Guys, completely and totally worth it. Not only that, but they're easy to work with. They are incredibly pigmented. They don't crack. They're just a really, really great cake liner. And the fact that they're affordable is just kind of a bonus. They're just good. They're just really, really good. This is actually my new one. I have backups of this. The one that I use on a daily basis or whenever I'm trying to be creative looks absolutely atrocious. So I'm showing you guys the new one, but it is so, so good. Highly recommend. And it's on Amazon, so it's super, super accessible as well. Next category is mascara. Now, I really, really enjoy the Essence Lash Princess because it makes my lashes look so, so beautiful. But like I just said, guys, I have the waterproof version as well, and it smudges so, so badly. So I really don't like it for the lower lash line. But for the upper lashes, it's beautiful. It's lengthening. It's volumizing. It defines and fans them out. It's beautiful. I love the container. I love the packaging. I love the handle. I love the wand. I love everything about this mascara, except for when I put it on my lower lash line or my bottom lashes. For my bottom lashes, I'm starting to lose my voice. For my lower lashes, I really love the Maybelline Lash Discovery. And the reason I love this for the lower lashes is because the wand is so teeny tiny. It makes it super easy to go in and get, you know, a nice precise application. You don't have to worry about making a big mess. I am the worst because I have shaky hands. I am the worst at getting mascara everywhere on my lower lash line. This does not do that to me. It's so, so good. And I haven't noticed that this smudges or anything like that. So it's really, really nice. Last but not least is the Rimmel. This is the Rimmel Scandalize Volume on Demand. This is probably one of the most volumizing mascaras I have ever used. I love this. I can't wear it in the summer because it's not waterproof, but I think it is so incredibly beautiful. Super, super black. It fans everything out. It's not clumpy. It's just a really great volumizing mascara. Makes you look like you have false lashes on. It is so, so good. Next category is lip liner. This one was super, super easy as well. The only 3 lip liners that I basically ever use are the NYX Suede. Yeah, the NYX Suede lip liners. These are so good. They're OG classic wood pencils, specifically in the shade Brown and Downtown Beauty. They're my absolute favorites. They're perfect. They're perfect. They go on. They're easy to control. They give you a nice precise line. They stick around for a good long while. They're just that good. The next one is the Wet n Wild Gel Lip Liners. These are so good if you're looking for a creamy lip liner. They are effortless to use. Super, super creamy. They don't tug on the lips at all. This color, this is Bare to be Nude. What is the color of this? Bare to Comment. This is, like, it is legitimately my lip color, but better. It is so good. I use this as a lipstick 9 times out of 10 because it's just so easy to go in and fill in the whole lip. It's an automatic lip liner, so that means that you can twist it up. It's just really good. I love the formula on that pencil. And last but not least is the Bite Beauty lip pencils. Again, this is an OG wooden pencil, but the actual formula is so creamy. And I love the colors that Bite Beauty put out as well. This is just a really beautiful, long-wearing, creamy, easy-to-use, easy-to-apply lip liner. So, so good. I picked these up at TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Burke's, discount stores because I couldn't pay for them full price. But when you can find them at the discount stores, so worth it. Last but not least is lipstick. Now, you guys know I am a lipstick fanatic, so this one was a really, really difficult category for me. But first off is the Revlon, just the Revlon Super Lustrous lipsticks. These are OG drugstore lipsticks, guys. This shade, Dare to be Nude, is probably the most perfect nude lipstick in existence. It's not too brown, it's not too pink, it is perfect. With a slightly deeper lip liner, it just makes your lips look perfected. It is so, so perfect. This is in the matte formulation, but they have cream and satin, all kinds of different formulas, but the Revlon lipsticks are my favorite OG bullet lipsticks, without a doubt. Next, I wanted to talk to you guys about a liquid lipstick, and this is one of my most, this is my favorite drugstore liquid lip formulation. These are just the L'Oreal liquid lipsticks. They have them in a matte variety and then a shiny variety as well. I love them both, but the matte ones are they're just so good. Fully opaque. Guys, these are probably some of the most comfortable, non-drying, longest wearing lipsticks I have ever used in my life. Like I said, I have dry skin. A lot of times, liquid lipsticks that go on, they look beautiful for the first couple hours, but then they just look, my lips turn into prunes. These do not do that to my lips. They look beautiful and luscious. Even in the matte variation, they look beautiful and luscious for hours. They don't flake on me. They don't smudge. They don't move. They're just so good. They're so, so good. This is the shade 428. It is a really beautiful kind of mid-tone brown. I wear this all the time. It's so, so good. And then last but not least, I wanted to talk to you guys about the Milani lipsticks. Now, these ones, this one is in the shiny, like the glossy version. This is tied up. There's a pattern there too, but they're just good. I absolutely adore the packaging. They feel luxurious, but they're not super expensive. The colors in these are just perfect. If you're looking for a good everyday nude lipstick, definitely check out Milani. So they have the shiny, I think these are the color finish lipsticks. They have the shiny version and the matte version, both of which are incredible. I really enjoy the matte version, but I thought the glossy version was something that was just a little bit more, I don't know. I had talked about the matte liquid lipstick, so I was like, let's do something shiny. But they're all good. Any of the Milani lipsticks are definitely worth looking into. I think they make fantastic, fantastic, fully saturated, fully opaque lipstick. Just good. Now, honorary mention for lip gloss is going to have to be Wet n Wild. I absolutely adore Wet n Wild lip glosses. I think they're stunning. I love the fact that they're not sticky. I love that they are so dimensional. I love that they have glitter in them, but it's not like big like chunky particles of glitter that just make your lips look so shiny. This is the one that I'm wearing today. This is in the shade, this is the Zodiac Gloss in the shade Pisces. It's just perfect. I wear this with absolutely everything. It looks good on top of everything. They're just so juicy looking. They're juicy looking without being sticky or goopy. They don't migrate on me. Like, I've been talking for almost an hour now, and they haven't migrated to the corners of my mouth. They stay put. They look beautiful and glossy and juicy and shiny. They're just good, and they're like $3 a piece. It's perfect. They're so good. Honorary mention for a lip gloss is gonna have to be these ones. These ones are even cheaper. These are the Shop Miss A diamond glosses. You want to talk about the most beautiful multi-dimensional gloss you've ever seen in your life. Can you see that? They're just stunning. And again, they're really beautifully like glittery and fun. They add such a pop of something special to any lip color without feeling goopy or sticky in any way. These are from Shop Miss A, and they're $1. Guys, if you haven't tried the diamond glosses yet, they come in just about every color in the rainbow. They're like multi-chrome lip glosses, but they're good. They're so good. This is in the shade Pixie, I believe. Yeah, Pixie. It is just, they're so good. Guys, that's the video. I hope that this helped you in some small way. It's gonna be a long one, so I'm gonna make the outro super short. Everything will be listed in the description box below. I will, of course, be posting all of my other info in the description box as well. Make sure you're following me. Don't forget to give this video a big old thumbs up before you leave. No filters, no edits, no fancy lighting. It's just me sitting in front of my camera playing with my makeup. Hope you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. And until next time, my beautiful, amazing mamas, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.